Well, I'm here. How are you? 3 minutes late. You lucky that's all it is. Not that you really care. That's the thing, see. Nobody gives a crap, so it's all right. Anyhow, how was your weekend? It's Monday, right? Yeah. How was your weekend? Everybody happy? Aren't you just overjoyed to be back to work? You know, you'd open up the CNN homepage and you get this fighter jet picture of a fighter jet. You're going, oh shit! Now what did he do? You know. Actually, he's listening to. I don't know whether he's listening to other people or he's just been told he doesn't have the money. He loves to spend money. You know, I mean, he doesn't give you an accurate accounting of what he spends, but he loves to spend it. And now you're sitting around. People are sitting around going, "What the hell are we going to do? We got no weapons left." Now that really, this is the deal. They're supposedly stopping the bombing because they have a weapons supply issue. That's part of it. Part of the problem. All right. Okay. This was what a month-long war with limited. Uh, we were told limited action in it. So what happens if this was a real live war? You know, something like not Afghanistan, something like where somebody pissed us off and we went to war, a big war. We'd be out of it. What they're trying to. What it sounds like what they're saying is that we'd be out of ammunition and weaponry and everything else by now. If this was the real thing, then this is just supposedly a low key, little battle. So what they're saying is that the next war is going to be, in order for us to win the next war, it has to be nuclear, which is scary, scary shit because nobody survives a nuclear war. All right. The politicians won't be there to guide you. There'll be other people doing it because politicians will be shot and killed on sight because they're the ones that have the real safe places to hide, you know, and there are going to be a lot of people pissed off about that. So, anyhow, how you feeling with that news, huh? I just can't understand. I can't fathom the fact that we're out of it. We're not running out of rifle ammunition and stuff like that. We got tons of that because we haven't used any of it yet. What we're running out of is this high tech stuff. But it was my understanding that you didn't need as much with the high tech stuff because it was so accurate. You could destroy a country's capabilities very easily, and you wouldn't have long, prolonged wars like we're having now. So, somebody out there is full of shit. Are we all understanding that? Are we all in agreement with that? Either these weapons aren't as good as people claim they are. And I'm saying that, Russia's not, I don't hear Russia complaining too much because they're using conventional weapons. They're using manpower. That's different. They're throwing Korean soldiers in there to die too. So that's all different. I don't know how many of the original 10,000 North Korean soldiers that went over there are still alive and kicking and whatnot. But that's just the way it appears it's being done. And we're sitting here with, thank God our soldiers aren't dying, although the new casualty figure is up to 600. And as they adjust their accounting procedures, in other words, they start telling the truth. But I don't know how you lose 600 people when you don't have ground troops involved in it. All right. Uh, are they counting people that are calling in sick, stubbing their toes and whatnot because they don't want to be there? I don't know. I'm at a loss here, folks. I really am. So I just don't underplay. I guess I'm not really. Uh, I guess I'm really not up on that stuff. I mean, I am on small weaponry, but advanced technology weapons, I don't really know. But what's the purpose of advanced technology weapons? I mean, if you've got all these bombers, go saturate the place. You're picking targets, and apparently you're not doing that well because they're not. These targets, a lot of these targets are still in effect. Like the one when they hit the uh, uranium upgrade spots and whatnot, and they were told their capabilities were wiped out and everything. We've been told that about 6 times so far since the war started, and yet they're still there, and they still find these capabilities, and they still have capabilities. Some we're not even sure about. So here's my little friend. So I'm sitting there trying to figure out what the hell the deal is. All right, moving on to some more depressing stuff. The French wildfires. Now, they're along oh God, there's some near Madrid, and they're affecting the air quality in a good portion of Europe. And they say it may be months before they're controlled. There's not going to be anything left. There's not going to be trees left in France. When we saved their wine crop by giving them grapes and vines from vineyards in California, that was okay, but I don't know how we're going to send trees over there. That's just horrible to think of what's going on over there. The wildlife that's being destroyed, the people that are losing their homes, everything. It's just a tragedy. And according to what I've read, the Nina or El Nino, whatever it is, isn't really here yet. It hasn't really begun to hit us with everything it's got, and it's already screwing with everybody. The flooding and then the rains and everything else. We're never going to survive this one. This is going to be like Noah Ark time, I think, something like that. It's just not right. I told you there was. They're reporting now 600 people were killed or casualties in Iran. I don't know. For somebody that we don't have ground forces, that seems like an awful lot of people. But I'm not sure. And the other thing is that every once in a while, Trump makes a statement. And it's so friggin' wrong. He'll talk about something that you're supposed to remember, and it never, ever, ever, ever happened. Now, either he's just running out of lies to tell, or there is something very wrong with this gentleman. Now, my friends are going with there's something very wrong with this guy. That it's very seriously wrong. He's got some serious issues. And it's just really it's getting scary, To me, it's just, it's like What the hell am I going to say? What's similar to it? Well, I don't remember seeing Biden this bad. I mean, Biden lost in a debate where he had to think on his feet. I'm not sure Trump is. See, Trump will do everything in his power, take all kinds of drugs and medication, whatever it is, to stay in power. And they want him in power because they're not sure that they can control J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance is a religious fanatic. So we don't know what's going to happen when he comes into office. Probably sooner than later, Midterms, they're going to have the votes to impeach. Personally, I'd charge him with treason and then start getting everything repealed. But Vance is going to come in and pardon him. So that's where you just don't. It's not going to happen. So you can talk all you want. Impeachment's not going to happen because what's his face is going to come in. Vance is going to be the next president, and he's going to come in and he's just going to sit down and pardon everybody. So I don't see how that's going to work. You ever start staring at paper on your desk and there's numbers or something on it and you're trying to figure out what the is that about? That's me every once in a while when I look over to the side, I'm trying to remember what I wrote down, why I wrote it down. I have another computer besides this one, and I think it's been hacked. It's none of the password. The password power on password works, but that's about it. Everything else is gone. You want to do anything, it won't do it. You ask for a password that doesn't exist. So I can't even delete it. I've got a $300 or $400 laptop that's worth shit right now, unless I can clear this operating system out of it somehow or another. So, anyhow, what's going on, world? What is with this? Now, I wrote this down and I don't remember why. It was interesting. It was very funny at the time. You'll pardon me for a minute if I disappear. But I got to try and figure this one out. La, 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 la. I'd have it, YouTube and I aren't talking, so I don't have music in the background because it won't let me. I'm willing to pay for premium and they won't let me pay for it. I think that's ridiculous. I have excellent credit, what they're talking about, what they want me to do. Why did I write this down? Oh, I know. I got it. The outbreak of diarrhea in the United States, right? It's called cyclospora is what's causing it. And it's mostly in lettuce because it gets transmitted by places like Taco Bell. And don't get excited. That's just one of the examples of it. Because they use a lot of lettuce as filler in their sandwiches, especially in the Mexican restaurant business, I don't know, and Subway uses a lot of it too. But it's how it's handled when it gets. Some of the problem is how it's handled when it gets there, refrigeration wise and otherwise. And the other part of the problem is they're trying to say it's a human caused disease, but how does it get into it? Because people pee in the friggin' it apparently spreads very quickly, and people are peeing and pooping in the lettuce fields. You know, not just the workers. People show up walking through, traveling down the road. They pee in the go over to the fence and pee against the fence. Uh, poop, what have you. And that's just what they do. And that's just, you can't figure that out and you don't understand that. And then you got these people that actually go wash their hands that leave and pee in the outhouse or something like that. When they're working, they're not washing their hands properly. So they bring in the disease back and they're handling it. It gets on the gloves. They don't change the gloves, you know. A very strange thing, but they're trying to figure out what happened. Well, doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out, folks. So guess what? We've reached the end of another chapter of what the fuck is he talking about? So anyhow, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Lucy's gonna be here tomorrow too. I don't know why she's looking at me like that, but she is. She's a good girl. She keeps me safe outside. She walks with me. You have to. I'm not being 80 years old. I don't walk that good anymore. So I walk about a half a mile to a mile a day with Lucy in the morning. Just the morning walk. The afternoon depends on what's going on. We might just go across the street and sit down. Let her run around a little bit. But anyhow, that's it for me today. We'll see you guys mañana.